guys, welcome to my channel. Today's look, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Self-Made palette and I decided to pair it with a gorgeous purple lip. So if you want to see how to get this look, keep watching. So I'm starting off this look using PORFESSIONAL Face Primer by Benefit, and this is just going to create a smooth surface. Next, I'm using L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I love this foundation because it is super matte, and I swear this stuff stays all day, and I tend to be pretty oily in my T-zone, and I find that I really don't get oily throughout the day with this foundation, so thumbs up for L'Oreal. Next, I'm taking MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I'm creating a triangle underneath of my eyes to create a brightening effect, as well as to make my cheekbones look higher and more defined. I find that adding a concealer a few shades lighter than my own skin really creates more dimension to the face. Next, I'm going to take that same concealer and add a little bit underneath my nose, my chin, and on my forehead. And again, this just creates more of more dimension on the face. And of course, I'm just going to blend that out using my foundation brush and my finger. Next, I'm going to set that using MAC Studio Fix Pressed Powder in shade NC15. I'm only putting this where I put my concealer, that way it keeps it nice and bright. Next, I'm going to take NYX HD Finishing Powder, and I'm just going to set my foundation. This really does help to keep the face nice and matte throughout the day so that as oil starts to peek through, it doesn't show. Next, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I'm using the bottom middle shade. And I'm just using small circular motions to carve out my cheekbones. And I'm just going to take that up to my ear and blend it into my hairline. Next, I'm using that same shade and I'm going to contour my nose. Now this is the part where it needs to be very meticulous. Make sure you don't put too much product on so that you look like you have two brown streaks down the side of your nose, and make sure that you really blend it out well. And I'm just taking my kabuki brush to blend that out. Next, I'm using the highlighter shade from that same Anastasia palette, and I'm going to pack this stuff on. So this new trend is called strobing, and Autumn is taking that into full effect, as you can see here. And yeah, I just used third person. But for real, I'm putting on so much highlighter, it's ridiculous. I don't think you can even tell. I went a little overboard, I think, but oh well. Next, I'm taking the Naked Illuminated palette, or powder in the shade Luminous, and I'm just adding that on top. And this stuff is mostly just sparkles. Next, I'm taking the Revolution blush palette in the shade Hot Spice, and I'm just putting that on my apples of my cheeks and just kind of blending that into my contour. I really like this palette because it's all nice and rosy peachy, which are my favorite blush shades. Next, I'm going to be filling in my eyebrows with Anastasia's Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Dark Brown. I really like this stuff because it stays all day, and sometimes even like 2 days if you don't take it off. And this stuff is seriously waterproof and smudge proof and sweat proof and everything proof. And I like it because it also kind of sets my brow hairs down. Anyway, but it's pretty easily blendable if you make sure that you get it where you want it before you let it dry. Next, I'm going to prime my eyelids with Urban Decay Primer Potion, because not to prime is a crime, as they say. So I'm using the Self-Made Anastasia palette, and I'm starting off with the shade Sherbert, and this is going to be my transition color. I really like this kind of orangey, shimmery shade because it's kind of like a skin tone, but it really just blends all my colors together really nicely. And I'm just kind of using windshield wipers with a large Morphe blending brush. Next, I'm going to be taking the shade Metallic Plum with a much smaller blending brush, and I'm just going to shade that into the crease and the outer corner. But I'm going to make sure I don't take it up too high to where my first eyeshadow shade is. I'm going to be taking that same shade and I'm going to blend it underneath my eyes, underneath of my eye bags, to make my eyes look a lot bigger and kind of create a doll eye effect. Next, I'm going to be using the shade Pink Champagne. And before I put this on my eyelid, I set my brush with MAC Fix Plus just to keep it on there and put the maximum capacity without using my finger. And next I'm just taking that underneath of my eye to fill in my eye bag as well. And now I'm using the shade Treasure, and I'm just putting that in my inner corner and blending that into Pink Champagne. Next I'm taking Spirit Rock and I'm blending that into the outer corner. This just really deepens up the eyeshadow look. And I'm blending all of that out with my Morphe brush. Next I'm going to be taking the shade Deep Purple on a shader brush, and I'm just going to pat that into the outer 1/3 of my mobile eyelid. I didn't want this shade to be too dramatic, so I just kept it light, just to add a little bit of color pop on the outer corner of the eyelid. Next, I'm coating the base of my lashes in Maybelline Colossal mascara. Just to cover up those little blonde eyelashes. Next, I'm taking 2 individual eyelashes from Lashes by Lena that I stacked together, and this is the style Serina and the style Tina. Sorry that you can't really see me putting my eyelashes on very well, but it's kind of a difficult task. Next, I'm taking MAC Cyber Lip Liner, and I'm just slightly overdrawing my upper and lower lips and filling them in. Now you could also go with a nude lip for this look, but I decided to be a little bit more dramatic and just go for the purple. Next I'm taking NYX matte lipstick in the shade Aria, which I love. It's super purple and kind of neon-y. It's super, super, super pretty though over that MAC lip liner. So now I'm finished with this look. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did like it, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment with suggestions. Thanks for watching.